Hey, what is up, awesome people? This is 𝐂𝐃𝐃𝐒 with 𝐀𝐃𝐑𝐈𝐅𝐄 coming at you with another Worlds Adrift beginner video. In this guide, we're going to be going over navigation and getting through the cloud wall. The world map is a square, and the best visualization of this map I could find is here. And I'm going to post a link to that map in the description. Within that large square, the zones are made up of smaller polygons, and each one of those zones contain multiple islands. Now, the map is constantly changing as more user-created islands are added to these smaller zones. Once you're finished exploring those islands within one zone, then you're going to need to cross through a zone barrier to enter into the next zone. The starting areas, to the best of my knowledge, are either here or here. And there is one possibly down here, but I've always started in the other two. There are some islands that you can visually identify to determine which zone you're in. For this zone right here, there are two massively large flat islands. One is completely overran with trees, and the other one is just basically all flat land. There are not very many trees at all on that one. And in the middle of those two is an island with a temple. In my opinion, this is the better starting area, as it offers much larger islands and there's more resources to collect. Now, the other starting area has an island that's shaped like an L or a foot, and this crazy looking island right here. You can't miss that one. There are three types of zone barriers: the wind walls, which are the easiest to get through, the storm walls, and the sand walls, which are the most difficult. So if we're starting in this zone right here, we need to move east. And if we're in this zone, we need to move either east or west. There are flight instruments in the game which make navigation easier, but you probably don't have those in the beginning of the game, so you're going to need to use the sky to get your orientation. The moon is always in a fixed location. It's always going to be in the west. The sun will rise in the south and it sets in the north. So to get through these starting areas and cross over into the next zone, we have to go through a wind wall. I've seen information out there that says you need tier 2 uncommon engines or you need tier 3 rare engines. This is false. You can get through the wall with tier 1 common engines. The trick to this is you want to be at 20 engine power. The requirements to get through a cloud wall is just really no more than a stat check. If you don't have enough engine power to meet that stat check, you're just going to butt up against the wall and you're not going to be able to enter, and you're just going to end up flying in one spot. Now, the next trick is you also don't want to be too light. If your ship is too light, you may actually get through the wall, but you're going to get pushed all over the place and eventually get pushed back through. So while I was not able to get through with a 1-block ship with 1 deck, I was able to get through with a 3-block ship with 3 decks with the exact same engines. If you don't know how to edit ship frames, don't worry about that. A default dinghy or tug schematic is heavy enough to get through. Now, I'm sure someone has a formula that will tell you the total power level of your engines once they're attached to your ship, but I don't have that. But I know the way engines work is that they have a power level, and once you attach that engine to a ship, it's now pushing the frame, the decks, the fuel tank, and the Atlas core, so that power level drops. And to be absolutely safe that you're reaching that power level, select your highest power level engine, whether that's common or uncommon, and then put 3 or possibly even 4 of them on your ship. And the reason I say that is because engines provide diminishing returns. If you put 2 15 power level engines on your ship, you're not going to reach 30 power. Each additional engine provides less of a stat boost than the prior. So you're going to need multiple engines to reach that 20 power level requirement. The lowest I've made it through is with 3 level 18 uncommon engines on a dinghy, so that might give you an idea of what to shoot for. You also want to have wings on your ship. You're going to get knocked around a lot, and those are going to help you stabilize. So once I have my engine on and my wings and my tank is full of gas, I'm going to approach the wall. And the wall I want to go for is a completely white wall of clouds. If the wall you're approaching is either black or brown, you don't want to enter that. Those are not cloud walls. Those are the higher level storm and sand walls. And believe me, if you attempt to enter those with this ship, your ship's going to get destroyed. Also, you want to climb to the top of the wall, because once you enter it, it will begin pushing you down. So once you're up against the wall, the music is going to start playing. And the way you can judge if you're actually making it into the wall is to hold your right mouse button down to use free look. And then look to the left and the right and try to locate an island that you can use as visual reference to see if you're making progress. If you're not making any progress, then you're going to need to turn around and either add more engines or get better engines. Once you're into the wall, stay on the helm. There's going to be a lot of wind and that could knock you off the ship. And at this point, just keep countering where the wind is pushing you. I would keep the nose slightly tilted up at all times because the wind does tend to push you down, and it could end up pushing you down to the bottom of the world. You wouldn't even know it. It's really hard to get your bearings. And if you hit that bottom of the world, it's going to kill you. If you keep the nose upwards though, even if you hit the bottom like I did here, the ship was almost through even without me on the helm. And the ship continued through the wind wall, and I was able to revive on the ship and on the other side. Another tip is if you don't have a strong enough engine, check assembly stations to see what other people were building. If they left that schematic on the assembly, you can either claim that shipyard or build one near the station, and then you can use their schematic to build that item. So it's possible to get some really good engines this way. Also check engines that are laying on the ground. Some people upgrade their engines and instead of salvaging them, they actually leave them behind. And if they're in your shipyard area, you can attach those to your ship. You can always ask for a ride through the wall, or you can even steal a ship, and we'll get more into that in the next video. Always carry plenty of fuel on you. It does take more fuel to get through the wall as you're traveling at a slower speed. And also make sure to carry the fuel on your belt in case you do die. Now, I've heard stories of people making it through with sails. I can't confirm or deny that, but you can see here, as soon as I raise the sail, it is almost immediately damaged beyond use. Only way I can imagine that they did this is if they had multiple sails and they kept repairing them over and over and over again, and that probably would take a very long time if you did it that way. So I hope these tips help you out. I know I was a little discouraged by my first couple of failed attempts on getting through that wall until I realized it was just nothing more than a stat check. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up button, and until next time, I will talk to you later. Have a good one.
Yeah, Shady Wags got your back. It's so entertaining. You need to subscribe to Got Your Back gaming gameplay and reviews, even doing walkthroughs. This the best gaming channel. I'm just telling you the truth. PS4, Xbox One, or even PC. Plenty tips, all the tricks. This is just what you need.